brothers.
He's over there Googling French words.
Googler.
He's got his Googler. He got his hands all over his Googlers.
Welcome to the table, men.
Yeah. By God. Oh, speaking of what's going to be funny is that did you guys ever play the game Fallout?
Fallout.
It was one of those original games where you got the cells and then you plus up somebody's skills and they can go get a task, and if they get the task then you get some gold or some. Anyway, it's an old game.
Video game or?
Yeah, it's an original PC game. And it's turned into a full-length series now. And Walter Goggins is playing one of the bad guys, good guys. He's playing one of the characters.
Bad guys, good gays.
That's what I heard.
Bad guys, good gays. So, yeah, that's exactly it. And he's a mutant, and his face is all gone.
A mutant?
He's a mutant. Mutant. And he doesn't have a nose, but he's got that same Walter Goggins smile, but he's like the Red Skull, only not red.
He's got that mutant proboscis.
He's got sans proboscis. He's got no nose. He's got a hole where his nose.
That was one of your favorite video games? When was that a video game?
In the 80s.
In the 80s?
It's very old.
Was it like a Nintendo or what?
No, it's PC.
Atari?
It was a PC game.
A PC game.
A PC game. Did we have PCs?
Yeah, you
in
played
the 80s?
In the 80s?
You played it on a disc.
On a disc?
On the big floppy disk. The 4-inch
yes,
floppies.
I had a floppy. No, my disc was not floppy back in that day.
No.
It was always up.
Yeah. It's amazing how that happens.
What PC? Was it a PC?
Yeah, PC.
An Apple IIe?
No, that's an Apple. That's not.
Was it a Tandy?
You could have played it on a Tandy.
Yeah.
Was it DOS 3.0?
Remember Tandies?
DOS 5.0.
Ooh.
I remember when Tandies were like it's like if you had a Tandy, you were like, it was like the shit. That was Radio Shack, right? Yeah.
Radio Shack was TRS-80.
But it was made by Tandy. Oh, it had placard Tandy on it. Yeah, it was a Tandy computer.
That's where I started coding on one of those in the early days, where you had to do the 0 this and the 10 this 20, and the 20
30,
this.
40, 50. Yeah. So you made the little bouncy ball that went across the screen.
So I was in a computer class, right? And we had the TRS-80 ones, and it was just yeah. And we did IBM stuff. So they started this class. What's the agenda? All right, we're going to teach you guys how to use the computers. So they had us.
When computers were barely usable.
Well, they had the Apple IIes. We were doing silly things on them, playing games mostly. And on the TRS-80, we were trying to code on them. I would just follow a script and code stuff. I never figured anything out on my own. But and then they had these IBM big IBM computers. That's where we did the most of our stuff, and we were practicing data entry, where we would take student information and put it into the
database,
violating all the HIPAA regulations.
Well, they didn't have that back
it wasn't.
then.
It was just basic information, names and ages or
the demographic stuff,
so little things. But that's what they did. They created this class, always looking for the agenda.
To get this information,
we were putting it in.
So you practice. You're basically a slave to the machine.
Por gratis.
Yeah.
Just saying. There was my story there.
You paid. You paid them.
I don't know. It was public school.
Oh.
It was high school.
Okay. Well, your parents paid taxes. Anyways, yeah. They did that in high school?
Yeah, they did that in high school.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just typing.
No, we were typing classes.
Basically, that's what it was. It was typing, but you're doing data entry off the same premise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really learned anything in there. I just learned how to goof around mostly.
Huh. Yeah.
Like I needed a class for that.
No, yeah.
You got a PhD
you didn't need
in that.
Yeah. So
Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah, you didn't do ag or anything, did you?
I did FFA.
You did?
Yeah, that's where I learned to weld. I tell you, I learned some valuable skills in FFA.
I did too.
The teachers hated me, but I always did exactly what they asked me to do. But, I had a mouth.
You did.
I always had to have comments and just said stuff, but I was
Still
involved
do.
in everything. Still do. I mean, I was involved in all of the stuff. I mean, I was one of the greatest
So you're saying
participators in the FFA, but
his cock holster got him in trouble.
Well, you know,
it did. It did. They were always fussing at me, but anytime you said, here's a task, I accomplished the task, and
Yeah.
usually, you know.
I wish I would. Looking back on it, I really learned a lot from that class and took advantage of that class. You know, and I wind up
in a negative connotation.
yeah, because the parts that I didn't like, I skipped out on. You know, I basically literally skipped out of class, and you know, I look back on it now, and it's like, man, if I just stuck with it.
Well, everybody welded their own trailer bumper or their truck bumper.
We did deer blinds for a long time.
Yeah.
1 year,
And
I remember.
picnic tables.
Picnic
and stuff
tables.
Like that. But yeah, that's where I learned to weld. I learned basic carpentry skills in there.
Yep.
You know, I was involved in parliamentary procedure.
Yep.
I learned about, you know, range management and understanding grasses and animal husbandry and judging all the animals.
By animal husbandry means he married one of the goats.
Castrating rooster.
How did that segue?
I saw that.
Castrating
Yeah,
a
and a
rooster.
pig.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They did it
Yeah,
right there.
Here, where are a rooster's testicles?
Probably on his back.
No, they're right.
They're under their wings.
Are they under the wings?
They're
I know
under
they're.
their
I know
wings.
they're in the body somewhere. I couldn't remember. I just remember them cutting it and pulling them out.
Every time our roosters flap their wings, Mr. Duane's like, oh, there goes that rooster scratching his balls.
No, I learned so much in that class, but I really, on hindsight, regret that I wasted so much.
Did not take it to its full advantage.
Well, I mean, I was a stupid kid. You know, I had different priorities, and you know, I was a stupid kid, and
Well, if
you know,
you-
I was a stupid, horny kid, and I had other things in mind.
If you went to an ag-based school like A&M, then you would have taken advantage of it in
Yeah.
some of your stuff. But
Yeah.
in any of the going to UT or any other schools like that, you probably would not have.
No, I mean, I went to when it was Texas A&I.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but I was never a college bound student. So when I went to college and I did 2 semesters, picked up 4 Fs, and joined the Army. And I only went to school because my cousin, he's like, hey, go to school, because I didn't have any brothers or sisters, so it was like my cousin was my brother, and he was like, go do a semester of college or a year of college, and you can always quit and go to the Army, but you can't just quit the Army,
Oh.
And I was like, true. So
Yeah, I had no desire at all to go into the military. At all. And I was hanging out with Baby Lee then.
mm-hmm.
And, we went to college, San Marcos, and, my first semester, I had a .3 GPA.
Oh, I feel good now.
And I was like, I can't have this. I can't have this. I got to do better. So I buckled down my second semester. From my first semester, I was on academic probation. Second semester, I buckled down, .275.
So he made double secret probation.
Academic suspension.
Oh,
Hey, let's go into the Marine Corps. Okay, let's go.
yeah,
Because I knew what was going to happen if I didn't do something to right that ship. So-
yeah. Well,
And then, the thing I swore I'd never do, work in the oil field. I would never do that. That sucked. I hated it. Then I got out, went right back into the oil field, ended my career in the oil field.
wow. My dad, that was one thing my dad never let me do. He was like, you can go do anything else, but you're not working in the oil field. Because he grew up and he dropped out of school when he was like, freshman, sophomore, and he worked. And he's like, you're not doing that. It's good money, but it's nowhere. That's what he was saying. It's like you can make a better life for yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just depending on the choices you make. I I learned a lot. I did really well in the oil field, especially getting on with a major company.
I bet.
That was a game changer right there.
Hit the big time.
Yeah, from going in the service side of it to the company side of it, I doubled my salary immediately. And then, the growth from there, and I had opportunities to do different types of jobs from a mechanical side to an electrical side to a management side.
Right.
I had a lot of good experiences. Learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Glad I'm not there anymore.
Glad you were in the FFA.
I believe in the future of farming with a faith born not of words but of deeds. Achievements won through present and past generations of agriculturists with the promise of better days through better ways. There you go.
That was impressive.
I'm
Speechless.
Sorry about that.
Well,
I wish I had not stayed in the kinetic side of the house as long as I did. I wish I would have gotten out, done a trade, gone into SCADA or something other than what I did. But hindsight's always 20/20.
yep. There's a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas. Everybody's got it. Everybody will have it.
What's the SC part?
SCADA, system something.
System control and data acquisition?
Yeah.
Something like that?
And talking about the woulda, coulda, shouldas, is we've heard it from our parents. We've heard it from other, when we were kids, from other adults. Hey, you need to focus on this. Think about this. Think about this. Because of course, we were so like, that's my dad. Fuck him, that kind of thing. But it's like, there's a lot of, you can learn, if you just took half of what was said and take it to heart, you'll be far better in your adult life than if you didn't,
And
just half of that.
But do you feel that today for our youth?
No, I think the conditions have changed.
So I feel that. Yeah, I feel that they should be listening, and in terms of a youth, yes, they need to be listening. They need to, learn from lessons learned.
Yeah.
And they're not, because they think, and they're being told that you are the new light. You are the new.
Because they're being indoctrinated by somebody that's not
right.
in the field.
It's
read a book
you.
about it.
You make it what it's going to be, and that is true. But you can't do it without trials and tribulations and hardships in the process.
You got to fail.
And not exactly. If you've never failed, you've never done anything.
Right.
And that's where there's going to be tremendous amount of washout and failures in this process with these kids. They don't know that. They're just being told, and they're going out there, they're being, hey, you need to go fight. And, there's always going to be the ones get knocked off. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of them. So,
well, the thing I wish, and I don't know if it's actually taught at all, but the thing I really wish was really taught and stressed is money management.
yeah.
That is something that is really critical that they don't really teach. I don't know if they actually
Well, home ec would
know
be
how to
close.
teach that. No.
No, they didn't teach that.
Be budget and checkbook.
Well, I took in accounting classes and stuff like that, learning about credits and debits and things of that nature, running a business. I mean, I think, what was it? It was some blue jean company that, we were going through an accounting class. I didn't learn anything. It was just check in the book, check that box, and get on with it. I don't remember. I remember credits and debits, and I could never balance any of that stuff. I always screwed up and got it all wrong, and it was all there.
Right.
It wasn't anything screwy about it or fishy about it, but teaching you things about not just writing a checkbook or a check in a checking account, but understanding, interest rates and mortgages and investing and all of these things, and just on just a cellular level.
All the nuance
So,
aspects.
so
that
that
make
you
it what
you
it
don't
is.
get into your 50s and be like,
Fuck.
I didn't know that.
It's like, what am I going to do with my life? What am, I don't have enough money.
All they teach you is buy low, sell high.
But yeah, there's more. There's
But there's so much.
There's so much
There's
more.
real easy ways that if I was in my 20s, knowing what I know now, oh man,
Yep.
me and Warren Buffett would be having conversations right now.
Yeah. If I would have,
I would be schooling Jim Cramer.
my dad was he knew all about that, and that was his focus. It happened. He always said, he's like, hey Johnny Ray, love makes the world go round, but money greases the wheel. If you don't have money, you're not going to have a very good love life, And I was just like, yeah, he's just dad talking shit. But no, it's true. Everything hinges on the lubrication of money. If you don't have the dollar, you're not going to be able to go out and do anything. You're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to have fun or go anywhere. That's what makes it all possible. And then, it's like,
I agree.
and when you earn it, create that savings and do the investments. More the better off you'll be.
I agree. And, the stock market's been around since the 1600s. Started over in Europe, made its way over here. It's not going to go away because, the stock market is based off of
That's the
companies.
world. That's the world.
Companies. People that are doing things.
Right. All over the world.
And you're all over the world.
Right.
And people invest in these people.
Right.
And if you're a capital investor, you hope that, you buy the low and the company goes crazy. They turn into a Tesla or an Apple or a Google or, whatever. And then the stock goes crazy.
Enron.
Ooh. And then you can sell. And then, income investment type people like myself or, just buy into a stable company that pays dividends. And then reinvest and compound that and build up your wealth that way. There's so many different ways, but as long as there are businesses in the world, there will be the stock market. And if the stock market ever disappears, you have way more to worry about than your money.
Oh yeah.
So,
because the money's only going to start a fire.
yeah, there's
For-
all
for
kinds
heat,
of
that's
there's
all
all,
it-
there's all kinds of way in the world to invest. You can invest in gold and silver. You can invest in a friend and his business. You can invest in the stock market. You can invest in a piece of equipment that can help you do life better, or make your life easier, or make your life sustainable.
Pew, pew.
Yeah, a fishing pole is
Fishing
a very
pole.
wise investment.
Seeds. If you got
Seeds to plant.
That right there is going to be. That's kind of one of those industries that people don't realize that are being kind of. How should I say? It's not tampered with, but there's.
You can modify. That's what this.
There's like
GMO.
Yeah. So there's I know that I don't know how to say it. So they take seeds away, you can't grow it, you won't have sustainability. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, you probably, Mrs. Dwayne probably knows more about it.
No, dude.
She's all over it. She knows all about that. And when I hear about it and just like, oh my God, this is
I'm
crazy.
gonna spread my seed.
And that's the most, people don't even think about it. Well, I get
Yeah.
seed. I'll just go down to the grocery store and buy an apple and got a seed in it.
If you do that. But yeah, those are things you should be doing. Planting things. Everybody, you should always plant something. Plant something every year. Even if you're renting somewhere, even if that's not where you think you're going to be forever, you never know. You don't know how long you're going to be where you are. Plant a tree. Plant a vine. Plant, some grapes or some blackberries or something. Because if you're there next year, you'll get to eat some of that fruit. And if you're there even longer, you'll get to eat more of that fruit. Maybe you can make some jellies or some jams. And if you're smart like me, you could turn it into alcohol.
There you go.
Reed Brothers.